Hello. Today, Daddy Mikey is here to answer all of your questions on love, sex, and relationships. All right, before we get started, make sure you're following me on Instagram at Mike Reetzy and turn on your post notifications so you know every single time I upload a video. Feeling cute, feeling professional, feeling ready to give some advice. What's your love language? I like to think about love languages in terms of like affirmations because I feel like everybody has different affirmations that work for them, whether that's affirmations of touch, gifts of affirmation, words of affirmation. There's different ways that people like to receive love and that works better for them. My love language, I feel like when Chris comes up to me and gives me a neck massage or on the couch and he's giving me a foot rub, that to me is like the epitome of love. It's like, please, just make me feel relaxed, make me feel good in the moment. So before we get to the rest of the questions, we have a sponsor for today's video. Today's video is sponsored by Durex. Durex wants to know, what are some of my favorite products to keep things fun in the bedroom? Great question. So Durex really wants to empower people to make good choices for their own sex life and feel included no matter what you like and who you'd like to do it with. So in terms of products to keep things fun, I'll start with Durex's Invisible Condoms, which are their thinnest condom and 100% electronically tested with 5 more quality tests carried out on every batch. And I pair the Invisible Condoms with Durex's Real Feel Lubricant, which is made with silicone to increase longevity. During my last video with Durex, there was a bit of a debate in the comment section about water-based lubricants versus silicone-based lubricants. One thing I really like about Real Feel is that the silicone formula allows me to stay in the moment and have fewer interruptions. Keeps the flow. This brings me to my final recommendation, which is Durex's Pleasure Ring. Again, made with silicone, which is soft for comfort and allows guys to stay harder longer. Keep it clean and you can use your pleasure ring up to 6 times. Value! For more sex positive exclusive content, you can head to the link in the description, which is Durex's Playground for more exclusive content. All right, let's get back to your questions. Communication with my husband seems to have broken down, and despite our best efforts, we seem to do nothing but fight. How can we communicate without it turning into a war? Long-term relationships are just like a constant exercise of compromise. You're constantly compromising. You're constantly meeting each other halfway and giving in, and like it takes 2 to tango. So if you're always communicating and it's always getting turned into a war, evidently your partner is bringing some negative aspects to that interaction, but so are you. So at some point, somebody needs to make a concession. One communication tool that's really helped me, at least in the last few years, is sort of starting off sentences with, that thing you did, that made me feel anxious. That made me feel unappreciated. Letting the partner know how their actions made you feel, as opposed to framing it more so like what you did was bad. I don't like what you did. I don't like that you're doing X, Y, Z. Focusing on their actions, I think, makes them get defensive. Whereas if your partner truly loves you, they don't want you to feel anxious. Attaching emotions to problems can help your partner understand what's really going on. Growing up, I always spent my time keeping up the lie I thought was my life. That kept me from experiencing the normal things teenagers should have. Now I feel like I don't know how to do anything with anyone. Start a conversation, try to get a boyfriend, or even a friend. More importantly, I don't even know how to be me. I don't know who I am. Specifically now that I was able to finally come out of the closet. So my question is, how the hell can I get over these obstacles and try to be as close to a normal gay guy as possible, preferably with a boyfriend? I myself am someone who I think struggles to be vibrant with new people that I'm meeting. It's really tough for me too to make new friends, and that is not something that has been solved in my relationship. Chris is super outgoing. He can make a new friend like this. He just has that kind of personality. That problem is never gonna be solved with your partner. And, I'm not someone who has solved that problem either. I think making friends is a very difficult thing, especially in 2020, especially in a pandemic. Don't be out there looking for a boyfriend. You need to figure out what kind of relationship you want first. Take a deep breath, relax, but don't look at somebody else to solve those problems, because it won't work out that way. How the hell do you get a boyfriend? I'm not even asking for a friend. I'm asking for me, period. I don't mean to say that people are too picky, because I feel like people should have high standards for what they want. But at the same time, you should have the social tools in your toolbox to work on something in a relationship. I guess what I'm saying is, people sometimes call it quits on somebody and don't really give somebody a chance before they've really gotten to know their entire personality. Hey Michael, so I'm in a crisis. There's a guy I want to talk to, but I'm scared. He's everything I want in a guy. I have no idea if he's even into guys, let alone me. He constantly watches my stories on Snapchat, so I need your advice on whether I should text him or just wait for him to text me. I got some thoughts on this one. First and foremost, you said he's everything I want in a guy, but you don't even know if he's gay. So that tells me you probably base that off of his looks, which is fine. I mean, you're clearly attracted to the guy, which is step one. Go to his Instagram page, check out who he follows. The men that he does follow, what kind of content do they make? Is it sexy content, or is it like just some dude with a fish? You know? Hey Michael, so me and my boyfriend have been together for about a year now, and about 5 months into the relationship, I found out that one of his friends has actually been a past ex of his. Ever since then, I've been iffy about the relationship, considering that him and his ex are roommates, and his ex has tried multiple times to hook up with him again. He turned him down each time, but I still don't like how they still live together and hang out at times. So my question is, should I stop being jealous and crazy and let them be? Or should I keep shunning his ex? His ex knows I hate him, LOL. P.S. His ex is the main reason why we fight most of the time, and he can't really move out because he has nowhere to go. Christian, this is not good. I don't like this one bit. There's many things I don't like about this, so we're gonna get into it. I don't like that your partner is living with their ex. Listen, I understand living in cities, you know, when you've got that good apartment, like you don't want to give it up. I've heard so many stories from people where they're dating and then one partner doesn't want to give up the apartment, so they kind of just wait it out together. But the problem is, you guys have been dating for a year. So your boyfriend has got to make a choice whether he cares to stay in this relationship, because this relationship should be pending right now, whether he stays in the relationship and moves out, finds a different living situation, or he continues living with his ex. And I would say this is basis for an ultimatum. If you're letting him know that there's still these problems, like you're feeling some type of way about the fact that his ex has tried to hook up with him on multiple times, and your boyfriend hasn't taken the initiative to move out for the sake of his new relationship with you, if you don't put your foot down in this situation, you're gonna get walked all over. Do you think Christian should give his boyfriend an ultimatum on living with his ex? Let us know in the comment section down below. Very curious about your perspectives. Okay, so my question has a few parts. So I have a low sex drive and a very romantic viewpoint on relationships, and can grab people's attention online, but I've never had a lasting relationship because I often don't want sex, which either leads me to feeling used or them feeling like they can't satisfy me. It's quite disheartening having been on a few dates and then everything falls apart because I can't meet their sex drive. What I want to know is how to approach this and how to properly communicate it. Also, it annoys me how when people find out I'm gay, they just assume it's for sexual reasons when I'm not a very sexual person, and who I date is much more based on who they are rather than who they like in the bedroom. You might be the kind of person who really enjoys, cuddling or massages. There's tons of different types of non-sexual physical affirmations that you can do with someone that doesn't involve sort of standard penetrative sex, and we should have that conversation. So basically your question is, how do I communicate this to somebody? And in order for you to communicate this to a prospective partner, you're gonna need to know what you like instead of sex, because I really do believe that, you can have a low sex drive, but at the same time, if you're someone who enjoys other kinds of non-penetrative, sexual touches or sexual interactions, figure out what works for you. There is going to be less people who have your perspective, so it is going to take a little bit longer to find somebody, but I think number one thing you need to do is figure out what kinds of sort of physical affirmations you enjoy that isn't penetrative sex. Figure out that for yourself. I hope that helps because it's a difficult situation, but just trying to do my best to give you my 2 cents. All right, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for putting yourself out there and giving me your problems. It can be very difficult to talk about issues around love, sex, and relationships, especially during a pandemic, so I really appreciate it. Before you guys go, make sure you check out the link in the description to check out the Durex Playground if you are looking for some exclusive sex-positive content. All right, that's it for me. Make sure to comment, rate, subscribe. Most importantly, smile. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.